with new photos showing the Strip nightclub beating allegedly involving New Orleans Saints player Alvin Kamara. Now, the victim filing a civil lawsuit against the NFL star, asking a jury to award him $10 million in damages. Kamara and 3 others are now facing criminal battery charges connected to this incident.
Things are getting worse for Alvin Kamara, unfortunately, as a result of his incident that happened last season. Now it's not getting to the Deshaun Watson levels of concerning, but still it is a little concerning regardless. Now we're going to give you guys the whole update. We'll tell you what it means, all of that good stuff before we get to the content. Just a reminder, we do cash giveaways for every subscriber that turns on our notifications on this channel. $100 every single week. Very easy to enter, free to enter too. Now that we get all of that out of the way, break! Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? What's significant about this video is that we actually have footage of the incident that took place. I said originally, don't be shocked if we do eventually get some sort of surveillance footage of this situation, because the incident took place in a club. Now, for those of you guys that don't know what is going on with Alvin Kamara, last year during the Pro Bowl, the NFL decided that it was a good idea to put the Pro Bowl in Las Vegas. Now, I'm not saying that this is on the NFL for Alvin Kamara doing something stupid. It's Alvin Kamara's fault that he did something of this nature, and maybe he was coaxed by someone else. That's actually what his side claims happened. I always found it very comical that the NFL essentially said, hey, you know what? We don't have enough problems. Let's just throw the Pro Bowl in Las Vegas and have all of these superstar players play a meaningless game in Vegas. I'm sure nothing can go wrong. It's not like they're all gonna go clubbing the night before. Now, since then, the Pro Bowl game has been discontinued and there is an alternative measure in place. But here's what went down that very fateful night at the previous Pro Bowl game. So this is coming to us from The Athletic. Saints running back Alvin Kamara was arrested, charged with battery resulting in substantial bodily harm. We have photos of this situation. It's pretty graphic, trust me. But here's what went down. The first report said that Saints running back Alvin Kamara was arrested on Sunday and released on a $5,000 bond after being charged with battery resulting in substantial bodily harm, according to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. Detectives obtained surveillance footage from the casino that matched the victim's account of the events. According to the police report, Kamara pushed the victim, and another male in the group punched the victim in the face and knocked him against the wall. Kamara then punched the victim several times. 3 others in the group then joined in, stomping on the victim's face, chest, and legs. The victim, who was knocked unconscious, had an orbital fracture to his right eye and other minor injuries, according to the police report. I think I'm misunderstanding it, because I think what the article is stating is, oh, this guy suffered an orbital fracture, and on top of the orbital fracture, other minor injuries. But regardless, the fight was broken up by security officers. Kamara and his group were then escorted out. The incident occurred around 6:25 a.m. on Saturday, the eve of the Pro Bowl, at Dre's After Dark Club in the Cromwell Casino. The report was made on Saturday at a local hospital, which officers were dispatched to around 5:50 p.m. Pacific time. Kamara was arrested on Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time after the Pro Bowl, which he played in, which I always thought was really funny. They decided that Alvin Kamara should still play in the Pro Bowl after this incident went down, and the police literally came to the Pro Bowl and arrested him as soon as the game ended. Now, here's what Kamara's side was at the time. Kamara was interviewed by detectives inside Allegiant Stadium after the Pro Bowl. Kamara said that the victim called one of the members of his group ugly, and that the victim said, "I'll whoop you." Kamara told detectives he saw a fight break out next to him and saw the victim get punched, then punched him as well because he thought he was running away. Kamara said he did not know if he punched the victim while the victim was on the ground. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said that the league knew about Kamara's situation prior to the Pro Bowl. Our security team was contacted by the police in Las Vegas just prior to the game, saying that they would like to meet with Alvin after the game. Our team made sure that that happened. Kamara posted a $5,000 bond. He had an initial appearance scheduled for 1:30 p.m. Pacific time on Monday, but it was canceled because he posted bond. And then, according to records at this time that the article came out, his next court date was March 8th. They pushed off that court date. They consistently pushed off his court date, and as a result, he was available to start the 2022 season. And a potential suspension was rumored to be delayed. It did eventually get delayed, and this is as of August. Adam Schefter said that there's a real chance that the status of that case is not going to affect his availability this season. He could be disciplined, but in terms of this season, it looks more and more unlikely. Based upon this report, I decided to draft Alvin Kamara for my fantasy football league, and I thought I was a genius for doing it because he was going to be available.
It was the biggest freaking mistake of my life.
But I digress. Here's the most recent information now that you guys are caught up. The individual that is alleging these things, and bear in mind, there's some pretty graphic pictures that I'm about to show you, is now suing Alvin Kamara. So this is coming to us via ESPN and TMZ. This is what TMZ says. New Orleans Saints superstar Alvin Kamara is being sued for allegedly attacking a man outside of a Vegas nightclub during Pro Bowl weekend in February, TMZ confirmed. The plaintiff, Darnell Green, claims he was among a group of people waiting for an elevator near Dre's around 6:30 a.m. when Kamara put his hand on his chest to keep him from entering the lift. Green says that the running back then shoved him into the wall and repeatedly punched him in the face. The lawsuit claims that Green tried to escape, but Kamara chased him down and attacked him, causing injuries including a broken orbital. Now, Green is lawyered up and is seeking $10 million in compensatory and punitive damages. The brutal, violent assault broke Green's orbital lobe, severely injured his shoulder, back, and neck, and left him temporarily unconscious and helpless on the floor. Green claims that Kamara boasted about his role in the alleged beatdown, saying, "I connected with the wonderful human's jaw so hard," according to the suit. The alleged injuries were so bad that Green states that he will need to undergo multiple surgeries to repair the damage done to his body. Medical testing confirmed a disfiguring facial fracture to Green's right orbital bone, blunt force trauma to his head, multiple disc protrusions, and structural tears in his shoulder, the suit says. The lawsuit provides pictures of Green's bloody face following the alleged beatdown, as well as still shots from security footage, and Green claims that NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell hasn't taken any action to discipline Alvin Kamara. In Raj's defense, man, I think this guy's got his hands so full. You know, originally I used to hate Roger Goodell because, you know, he's the commissioner, boo, and like he's handled some situations poorly in my opinion, but I feel some empathy for this guy, man. So far, he needs to deal with the madness of Dan Snyder, Deshaun Watson's current situation, which we have an update on that situation as well. John Gruden's trying to sue him, and that's before we mention what went down in the regular season. I mean, Tua sustained a very controversial concussion, and there was blowback as a result of that. So what I'm trying to say is, it's not easy being Roger Goodell, and I guess that's the reason why Kamara hasn't been punished. On top of that, it doesn't seem like this has been as much of a trending story as like the Deshaun Watson situation or the Tua situation. I'm not saying that's fair, I'm just saying he's kind of getting away with the fact that he doesn't need to punish Alvin Kamara. Now, the photos are pretty intense. This is the alleged footage. You can see the guy's like literally unconscious on the ground, according to the surveillance camera. And then here's like some footage of him getting like attacked. And like, here's a picture of Alvin Kamara reportedly striking Green in the face. And then a member of Kamara's group repeatedly stomping on Green as he's defenseless on the freaking ground. Oh my God. And then of course, the footage of the damage done to Green. Like, I'll post a picture of his face to my Instagram story because I feel like YouTube won't allow me to like keep this video up if I show you his actual face, but it's pretty bad, dude. So ESPN does a better job providing some details here. Kamara is currently facing a misdemeanor charge of conspiracy to commit battery and a felony charge of battery resulting in substantial bodily harm. His court case has already been pushed back several times, with the next hearing scheduled for November 9th. We also have details about what Green's accusing the NFL for not doing enough to punish Kamara, saying in the lawsuit, Kamara currently faces criminal charges for the occurrence described herein. However, these proceedings have seemingly been put on pause to allow Kamara to play an entire season for the Saints without being suspended. Further, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell has failed to fully investigate the incident at hand and is ostensibly waiting for the criminal proceedings to play out before issuing a suspension. It is highly suspected that Goodell has seen the violent security footage of the assault just as plaintiff has, but is choosing not to take corrective action. Darnell Green refuses to allow the commissioner, the authorities, or Kamara himself to sweep this matter under the rug. And in the event that you didn't think that this case could get any better, guess who is representing Darnell Green? None other than Tony Busby. You guys know who Tony Busby is, the guy that literally represented, I want to say like 90% of the women that sued Deshaun Watson for his sexual misconduct. So this could be pretty bad. I mean, especially if he gets charged with a felony, there's a chance that we don't see Alvin Kamara play in the NFL next year. Now, that's just me speculating, but this could technically end his career, which would be a shame, man, because stuff like this is never worth it. And it's only a matter of time before they release the footage as opposed to continually releasing photos. I'm assuming once the case proceeds, we're gonna get the footage and it's not gonna look good for Alvin Kamara, and we'll probably get a better story. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this, man. This is a crazy story at that, I admit. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.